Hello everyone. We have so many people that thinks Quran is being changed. There is verses being added to it or verses taken out from it. If we use Quran in a different way with a mathematics system and follow it in different directions, and today we will go through it with all this mathematics system. If only you want to stay focused until to the end, you will completely be shocked by how amazing this book is. Let's go and see what we have in this holy book by looking at their chapters and numbers, not words. Let's go.
Quran has about 114 chapters. These are all those 114 chapters in order, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, all the way to the 114 here. If we look at them carefully, you can see the chapter numbers is in order, and next to it we can see the verses for each chapter. Next to it we can see how many verses each chapter has all the way until the last chapter. This is with every chapter. So we've done something here. For every chapter we have added the chapter number with its verses number to see what we will get. We've done this for every chapter. If we go to our table, you can see I've done this for all the chapters. Chapter 1 with its verses, it comes to number 8. Chapter 2 with the verses will be 288. Chapter 3 with its verses, 203. Same thing with all the rest of the chapters. I've done this all the way until we've finished all 114 chapters, and they are all here. After doing this, we can see some even numbers and some odd numbers, as you can see here, right? But the strange thing is this: if we actually count all the even numbers that we got, we're gonna end up having, if we look at it carefully, how many even numbers we have, it will be exactly 57 even numbers. As you can see here, I've dropped them all down here. All those even numbers that we got, I've dropped them all down here. So this was after adding verses number with the chapters number. Not only this, and because Quran has 114 chapters, we should have 57 even numbers and also 57 odd numbers. Glory be to God. Here's all those even numbers that we've got, as I showed you before. If we've done something else here for these even numbers, I've added them all together to see what we get, and that is 6,236. Keep this number in mind, 6,236, as we might use it for later on. Same thing with the odd numbers that we've got from this table, from this list. So we've done exactly the same. We drop all these numbers down, the 57 odd numbers. Here's all of them, 57 numbers, and they're all odd numbers. And that's, again, if we add all these numbers together, we should get 6,555. So keep both these numbers in mind. We will use them in the future for many more secrets. Keep them in mind. And now we are going for 6236. If we actually go to the Holy Quran and see how many verses does the Holy Quran have, from the very first chapter all the way to the end, we will see it has 6,236. Exactly same number as the number that we've got from adding all the 57 even numbers. Do you understand what I'm saying? This 6,236 is the total for every single verses in the Holy Quran, not only for 57 chapters. And it same number happens again if we only added the total number that we have from 57 even numbers, only even numbers, not odd numbers, and add all 57 even numbers, we will get exactly the same number again. Glory be to God. This is indeed beyond humans' capacity. If we think about it, how does this happen? Because we took the verses of 57 chapters, then how does this happen again? There is only 57 verses for 57 chapters, but what we've done here is we've added chapter numbers with those 57 remaining chapters and got exactly the same number. How does this happen? A 4-digit number, it is a big number, it's not just one number. And how does this happen out of nowhere? if we think about it carefully. Instead, we've took the verses 57 chapters, but instead we've added chapter numbers with it. And that's, if you look at it here, for those who doesn't know and haven't noticed this, if we look at the Holy Quran, can you see here, from the very first chapters, the chapter numbers, it's like little numbers. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, they're all little numbers. But the beginning verses of chapters, they are big numbers. As you can see, 286, this is all the big verses for the first few chapters. So until we go halfway to the middle, the verses and chapters comes about the same, similar. As you can see, chapter 54, it has 55 verses. You can see it gets a bit similar all the way to the end. And towards the end, as you can see, chapter 93, 94, 95, can you see how chapter number it's high here, but the chapter verses, it's little. So following this method, the verses 57 chapters that we took them out, we have added some other chapter numbers to get exactly same thing. Just imagine, how does this work out? If we go to the second one, 6555, and if we look at all the odd numbers that we've got, as you can see here, to get this bigger number, by adding them all up to get this number, let's see what else can we find with this big number. If we go to the Holy Quran again, we said it has 114 chapters. If we go to 114 chapters and look at them, from the very first chapter all the way to the 114 chapters, if we actually add all these chapter numbers, let's see what we will get. Chapter 1 plus chapter 2 plus chapter 3 plus chapter 4 plus chapter 5 plus chapter 6 plus chapter 7. املأ الأرض بتكبير يهز الغاصبين من لأنات الثكالى إلا رب العالمين كبروا الله أكبر لا تهابوا الحاقدين إن في التكبير نصر هذا درب الصالحين كبروا الله أكبر لا تهابوا الحاقدين إن في التكبير نصر هذا درب الصالحين كبروا الله أكبر صيحة في كل حين إذا طواغيت الزمان which we have exactly same number which we have from adding all 57 odd numbers, and we only got 57 odd numbers, not 114 numbers, and exactly we get same number as adding all 114 chapter numbers. How can this be human work? This is indeed, it's not a coincidence, but the Almighty God has done this in purpose to be a sign. The more strange things, if you look at both numbers again, 6236, which is an even number which we have from even numbers, 6555, which is an odd number which we have from odd numbers. 6236 has only one odd number in it, and that is number 3. And also for 6555, it has only one even number, and that is number 6. If we look at 6236 and take that one odd number from this big number, we should be left with 626. So we take number 3 out of it. Now we only left with 626, and if we added all these 3 numbers together, we should get number 14. Now if we go to the big odd number, look at this big odd number 6555, which has only one even number, and that's number 6. If we actually go to our even table list, the even numbers, 57 even numbers, can you see this is all the even numbers that we have, all 57. If we look at them and see how many number 6s are in here, let's count it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Exactly 14 number 6 are in the list of even numbers, which was number 6 was the only even number in this big odd number and also this number 3 was the only odd number in this big even number. So, and we took that number 3 out, we added the rest 3 numbers, and that was 14. And also if we read all number 6 in the even number list, it is also 14 number 6s. Amazing. It is indeed beyond human capacity. Let's look at both numbers again. 6236, 6555. If we read the very first 2 numbers of this number, 62 is the very first two numbers. If we drop both of them down, and also the first 2 numbers of 6555, and also drop both of them down, so bring all our 4 numbers down. If we got to look, 62 from 6236 and 65 from 6555, drop all these 4 numbers down, we shall have 6265. If we add all these 4 numbers down, add all them together, we shall get number 19. And look again, if we also do the same thing with the last 2 numbers of both of these big numbers, 63 was the last 2 numbers of the bottom one, 55. Drop all these 4 numbers down again, 3655, and add them all up together again, we should again also get number 19. Number 19 is one of the code and mysteries in the Holy Quran, and there is loads of links with this number. We might talk about this number in the future, but now our subject is about even numbers and odd numbers. So now let's see what else can we find with this number 19. Just keep it in mind. So don't forget, now we've used 2 different methods and we still got number 19. So which means this number 19 is a sign, it has something to do with it, and we should keep it in mind. So for now, we're gonna go back to that 6236, which has only 1 odd number, and that was number 3, right? So look at it here. If we do same method as we did at the top, which the only even number from this big number, and we counted all number 6s in the even numbers list, and it was 14, right? And we got a code from it. If we go do the same thing from this again and bring this odd number 3, which is the only odd number from this big number, right? If we go all to the odd numbers, 57 odd numbers, and count how many number 3s are in this odd numbers list, if we count all of them, we should have, if we look at them all, we will be surprised that we have 19 number 3s in this list. Amazing, isn't it? So amazing. Apart from the more amazing is this: if we times number 3 by 19, we should get number 57, which is the middle number of the Holy Quran, and also the number of 57 odd numbers, and also the number of 57 even numbers as well. How amazing! This is mind-boggling indeed. Let's go and look at both numbers again. We said 6236, the even number, has only 1 odd number. 6555 has only 1 even number, and that's number 6. We said the even number, which has only 1 odd number, is number 3, and the odd number, which had only 1 even number, was number 6. If we do some multiplications and do 3 times 19, we said it will be number 57, right? So we know that. As for now, we know this part, but look at it here. If we do same exactly thing with number 6 and times it by 19, we should surprisingly get 114. Do you know what that is? The total number of Quran chapters. So amazing. Indeed, this is beyond humans' capacity, and no one is able to do this unless this must be the work of God. So whatever method we use, we are getting some secrets and some codes after it, and this is only what we know. So only God knows what else there is there, and we haven't found out yet. Hopefully in the future we will talk about more. Now because the secret is about number 57, so let's see what else we will find about number 57. If we count all the even numbers all the way until chapter 57 to see how many are there, all the even numbers that we've got all the way until chapter 57. Look, you can pause the video and read it, I count it after, but I will do it in a quick way just to start to make video short. So 8288, 180, all the way to count all these even numbers until chapter 57. Let's see how much we have. We should have exactly 28 all the way until chapter 57. And if we do exactly same thing with even chapters, like the number of even chapters, and that is chapter 2, chapter 4, that's chapter 2, chapter 4, chapter 6. They are all even chapters all the way until chapter 57. If we do that, we should have another 28 again. So we draw both 28s down. If we do exactly same thing with odd numbers, count all the odd numbers that we've got all the way until chapter 57 to see how many we've got. As you can see, 203 is 125, 125, 213. They all the way until chapter 57. We should have 29 all the way until chapter 57. And if we do same thing with chapter numbers, count all the odd chapters, which is chapter 1, chapter 3, chapter 5, chapter 7, all the way until chapter 57 to see how many we've got. We should have indeed exactly 29 again. So here are all those four numbers that we've got: 28 even numbers, 28 even chapter numbers, 29 odd numbers, 29 chapter odd numbers all the way until chapter 57. We said this is only until chapter 57, and we left the other half. We shall get these four numbers. Amazingly, if we add all these four numbers, 28 plus 28 plus 29 plus 29, we shall get 114 again, which was the number of total chapters in the Holy Quran. How amazing! How! And if we look at our list again, if we do exactly same, rather than counting them numbers from the top to chapter 57, if we do exactly same from bottom to chapter 57, we should get exactly same thing. Either if we read them, count them from the top to chapter 57, or from the bottom chapter to chapter 57. Either way, if we drop all our four numbers down, we should get 114. Not only that, and that's which you have not noticed yet, number 28, which we have even numbers, is also an even number, and the other 28, which we have even chapters, that's also an even number, and 29, which we have odd numbers, is also an odd number, and 29, which we have from odd chapters, it's also an odd number. How amazing could this be? And indeed, this has to be the work of God. So amazing. You won't see this anywhere else unless you look at it in the Quran. So here we shall take a little break and look at it. Look at our list again. For those who saying Quran has been changed, there is a verse been added to it or verse has been taken out, we will test if one verse comes out of it or one verse we added to it. Let's see what will happen. Let's work it out together. We will go to chapter 2. As you can see, chapter Baqarah, it has 286 verses. This chapter has 286 verses. With this 286, we will make it 284. We will only take one verse out of it. After changing the verses for this chapter, because if you follow our system again, we have to add 2 plus 285, and that is, if we do that, we shall get an odd number, will be 287. So now there is an odd number increased, and there is an even number reduced. So now you have 56 even numbers and 58 odd numbers. Can you see already how many changes is happening already? It's just collapsing. And now, due to we did this, we've got this even number out of it, so we should take this even number out of this 57 even numbers. And if we do that, if we go to our total again, 6,236, now we have to take that even number out of it, and we will reduce it from it. So take away 288, we should get this number, which we doesn't know where it leads us to, and we don't even know what it means to. So only it's just a random number happening. Can you see already what's happening? And things are changing, and it doesn't make sense. And now there is another odd number in here, so which was 287 that we've got from second chapter. Now we also have to add that number to this big number, so plus 287, that will make this big number, that a random number that we don't even know where it leads us to, and we don't even know what it means. But if we look at it and leave it like this, see how clear it is. Not only that, if we do this, follow all the system, because the whole system is changed now. all our system all the way to the end, it will all collapse. From the very first part all the way to the last, everything will collapse and nothing will make sense. Which means truly the Quran has not been changed. Not a single verse has been taken out, not a single verse has been added to it. And this is the biggest evidence and proof for anyone to come and check and test it if it is actually being changed or not. This system with the mathematics system works out so well. This is not only, if you look at these verses, these are not just numbers. Every verses, all of these numbers, they had loads of words, letters, God, Lord of the world and everything. They all have stories and meanings. If you don't follow all of these stories and all the words, then follow the math system, follow the secret and codic system to see how many secrets you will get, how many numbers by adding or multiplying or dividing or doing all of the system, what you will get. Try this and you will find out that Quran has not been changed. You will get loads of secrets and codes. And after all, if you see all of this and still saying that Quran has been changed, then what else can we do? Let's see. Nobody is able to challenge the Almighty God. And now that's in this video with this last secret as we've got here, and that it's this. Let's go to look at our big numbers again. 6236 6555. We said this even number has only one odd number, and if we take the odd number out of it, we should be left with 626. Also for 6555, it has only one even number, and if we take the even number out of this number, we should have 555. If we drop down all our remaining numbers, 626, 555, here's all the numbers we've got. If we add all them together, we should have number 29. And because this whole secret was about number 57, so indeed there must be something about chapter 57 as well. And now let's see what it is and open chapter 57 to see what we will find. Also, don't forget this number 29. Let's go and search for chapter 57. Open it and see. Look at it all the way to the very last verse to see how many verses does this chapter has. Amazingly, you will see this chapter has total of 29 verses. Indeed, there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger. This holy book, and so amazing and clear, he was able to challenge me. Also, we will end this video with this last verse of chapter 57, which is verse number 29. Listen to the verse, what it says. God be with you all.
لئلا يعلم أهل الكتاب ألا يقدرون على شيء من فضل الله وأن الفضل بيد الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله